Hey all, hope you're well. Game week 2 time. Let's have a look. And the dream seems to be over before it began, with Dot Cotton off to sunnier climes. Maybe out of my team. I don't think I'm going to change much, actually. Every time I look at Twitter, I get the impression my entire team needs redoing. But it's my team, and I'm not going to do what people tell me to do. If you've never watched my videos before, you might be confused. I've got this weird thing where I think that Barco looks a bit like Dot Cotton with his hooped earrings. The FPL website actually got updated and he looks a bit different now. It doesn't have the same picture. It's not as interesting. But anyway, last week I managed 69 points. My son seems to think that's a funny number. I'm not sure if he knows why, but he thinks it is anyway. So 69 points wasn't bad, really, with Jota as my captain, even though Trossard was a bit of a duff one. Anyway, enough of that nonsense. So the team is Nick Pope, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Pedro Porro, despite injury concerns, and Levi Colwill comes into the team, despite playing for Chelsea, who have about 10 million different players in every position. Also into the team goes fellow Chelsea boy Nkunku, because I don't care about minutes wrists apparently. Hopefully Jota can continue standing in the middle of the box and scoring tap-ins against Brentford this week, although he is demoted to vice-captain in my team. Next up is Matoma, whose ownership seems to have doubled this week. Surprisingly, he scored last week, so was a good pick from me for a change. Next is Emil Smith-Rowe, followed by Isak, and also Oliver Watkins, who may be a mistake. I'm starting to regret not picking Havertz, but what can you do? Well, I guess what I could do, the obvious thing, would be to make a transfer. But at the moment, I'm not making a transfer because I don't actually know who I would change or what to change. I feel like I've got a lot of maybe problems. So I'm just hanging on at the moment to see what happens. I think an extra transfer might be valuable in the following week because I'll have other players that I may need to change. And if worst comes to the worst, maybe next week I do a wild card if I really need to. But I think things could be overblown. It's not as bad as people make out. Anyway, Haaland's the captain against Ipswich. Even I'm not going against him this week. So there we are. That's the team. And this week the rejects are Bentley, Trossard, Kwanzaa, Barco. Kwanzaa, I've already lost 0.1 million on him. Not really that bothered. Who am I going to change him for? I'm not really that interested in the obvious ones that everybody seems to have gone for. Barco, well, he's there at the minute. We'll see what happens with them, and maybe I'll change someone or maybe I won't. I think that's my team. Let me know what you think. Any good? See you next week.